Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Christine, the show that teaches you how to survive the things that can kill you.
Like C. diff.
Ooh.
Or martial law. Mm-hmm. How about being a deer during hunting season?
Yeah, Benjamin. And the things that just make you wish you were dead.
Like taking a poop pill?
Ugh.
How about when your mom disses you in an email?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Or being a 13-year-old boy?
That sounds horrible, honestly.
I'm glad I don't have to be one.
Me too.
Garen?
I was one.
I know. I'm sorry.
Apologies.
You know what'll make you feel so much better?
Can I guess?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Is it our theme song?
It is.
Yay!
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Goblin down, Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. How to survive. How to survive.
Welcome back.
Oh my gosh, it's been so long.
We've been away from each other for a week.
But they didn't miss us
No,
at
they
all.
didn't miss a beat.
They're sick of us.
I had a dream last night. I had a two-part dream, I guess. Part of it was that I was in a movie theater watching a movie.
Okay.
And like 20 minutes into it, I was like, oh shit, this is The Substance.
Again? Oh no, you
No, I
haven't
haven't
seen
seen
it.
it.
So you had the dream of it.
I had a dream that I was going to see something really gross.
Mm-hmm.
And I was freaking out because I was like, shit, I didn't realize I was going to see something gross. Here's the second part of my dream.
Yes.
I was selling loose cigars. I bought a box of cigars
Yeah.
and went outside of the shop and was like, because there was a line for whatever the shop was. And I was like, who wants a cigar? $2 a pop.
What if that was the movie The Substance?
Yeah, The Substance is just tobacco.
Demi selling loose cigars.
What a weird.
That's
what?
so, like, where did that even come
I
from?
don't know. And I was like, I think this is illegal, but I don't even know if this is a good price. But then I did the math and I was like, yeah, I guess that's a pretty good price. I mean,
Also, cigars?
Yeah.
no idea.
Where did that even come from?
I don't know. So how was everyone's Thanksgiving?
Guys, you're not going to believe this.
What?
Mine was pretty good.
Good.
Nobody fought.
You're kidding.
Nobody fought. And my son went hunting.
I was just going to ask if Benjamin bagged an elk or something.
He almost got a deer. He got the edge of a deer with a crossbow.
Oh, so he just wounded it.
He wounded a deer.
Oh, great.
But just like he just got some. I keep wanting to say he just got some feathers. He just caught a little fur. No
Oh,
blood.
so it didn't go in. It didn't penetrate.
no
the deer. Okay.
My son did not have any penetration over Thanksgiving.
Good.
2 days. He had 2 days of hunting, so he was.
And he liked it.
Oh, he's getting his hunting license here in California. He's
To hunt with a bow and arrow?
Yes, he wants to do hunting of all birds and large game.
What the fuck are you going to do with large game?
Mount it on my wall, I guess. I mean, we made it very clear he is not allowed to ever have a gun.
Right.
And right now, we're only just letting him do this online test.
Okay.
What could go wrong? It's not like we're going to end up with a quail in our house.
Not a
Wait,
live one.
what do you mean? You take a test online to
Yeah,
get your
it's
license?
it's an 8-hour test you have to do online.
That's long.
8 hours?
Yeah.
Is that like with a class?
No, it's all like it's like doing videos.
I was gonna say, is it a video game where you just hunt, you just target things?
He's just playing Fortnite and then
yeah,
he
I
gets
was
his
gonna
license.
say, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. He's just gonna.
Look into that.
You actually already have it, Garen.
I've got several.
Congratulations,
Yes,
you
thank
have degrees.
You can go get many guns.
Finally.
Yeah. So we said, yeah, you can get it. You can get your license
Wow.
because that doesn't mean he can't go do anything unless
I'm
we
just saying,
take him.
Generally, the idea of hunting big game is that you're going to eat it. Do you have the capability? Do you know how to
Dress a
fillet-
deer?
Yes.
So we don't. My son talks a lot about how the hardest thing is that you have to start at the anus. But we would,
to take off the skin.
yeah. And I said, we would pay somebody to do that. Like,
Oh, can you do that?
yes. I mean, I think my brother, he dresses his own deer, I think, but he also, you can pay somebody.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Isn't
It's
that
really
weird?
undressing.
It is. It should be called
It's
undressing.
dressing the deer is making it ready for consumption.
Consumption, yeah. And it takes time.
I'm sure.
You know, you like, I don't know, there's a lot of like hanging and letting things
for
soak
fuck's
or
sake.
dry or.
Yeah, you got to have someone else do that.
So his whole Christmas list is deer hunting items.
do you have deer near you? I mean, where are you going to do this?
Deer hunting season's already over here. So now it's all bird. It's all like ducks and things. And we're, you know, we decided we're going to steer away from getting him hunting things for Christmas and instead focus on like soccer stuff.
Well,
And-
didn't you already get him the tickets for
yes.
Coldplay as
Yes.
every 12-year-old boy wants?
Yes,
Yeah.
he's already going to Vegas to see Coldplay.
Yeah.
His dream.
So just get him some socks.
So
I mean, that's a
his
pretty big,
yes, that's
yeah.
his. So he doesn't know that. That's his big gift.
No, I know. It's a surprise.
So hopefully he's not listening to this secretly when he's in the bathroom with his iPad. That's not what he's doing. I don't think
He is in the bathroom with his iPad,
yes, but it's
he's
not. It's not
Googling.
To, it's not to
Yeah.
listen to his mom's
What are
podcast.
you doing in there? I'm listening to your podcast.
I want to know how to survive. That's so funny. And did they get along, the kids?
They did.
You're kidding.
I know.
Maybe just leave them in Ohio.
It's weird. It was too good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty good. How about yours?
Well, I have discovered that because one of our listeners is a good friend of my cousin's.
Oh.
So my belief is that she was being fed information, my cousin.
Oh boy.
And you know who you are, listener, because I got an email from my cousin, you know, originally asking for me to bring a green. And I was
Yes.
like, well, that's interesting because that's what I talked about on the show.
Yeah.
Then I got another email saying, bring a hot green because I already have a salad.
What?
And I was like, okay, there's definitely some spying going on.
There's what is it? There's like a rat in the.
In the cornmeal? I
I don't know. There's a saying, but I don't know what it is.
So
anyway, we have a spy.
we have a spy, so it was pretty funny. Yeah. So no, it was nice. It was nice. I got to talk. I have these two younger cousins who actually aren't related by blood, but my cousin adopted them, and they're like 20 years younger than me. So I enjoy talking to them.
Yes.
They're very bright young ladies.
Nice.
So I like that. So I got to talk to them. I got to talk to my cousin, who I love, and it was nice.
I just like that you refer to them as bright young ladies.
I know. I'm so old. But they are. I mean, like when I'm talking to them, I don't feel
Yeah.
like they're that younger than me. And then I realize they're 20 and like 22 years
Yes.
younger than me. I've known them since they were little girls, but you know, now they're like women. But by the way, I feel like I could keep up with them because I took my Magic Mind.
Oh, you had some
I had some Magic Mind.
pre-Thanksgiving.
Pre-Thanksgiving, I was like, you know what? I don't want to have too much caffeine, but I do want to be alert and feel good. And it was really nice. It got me through baking.
Nice. Someone's
Made a
using,
pie.
using their noggin. What kind of pie did you make?
I made a pumpkin pie, very standard.
Yes.
And I made those Brussels sprouts,
Yeah.
which were good.
But so you didn't have caffeine mismanagement
I
because
did
you
not have exactly
didn't overdose on the caffeine,
Right.
coffee caffeine, but you had your
my Magic Mind,
your
which
Magic
kind of
Mind,
keeps you
nice.
focused without
Yeah.
jitteriness. And it just kind of makes you more alert. And, you know, I should have had it that day that I had too much caffeine. That was my problem.
You know, we're not going to make
Instead of
yes.
I'm not saying it counterbalances caffeine.
We're not perfect.
We're not perfect.
Gosh,
just
I
doing
mean,
our best here.
We're just trying to do the right thing, and Magic Mind is here to help us.
Right.
You know what I like about it? I also had some around the holidays because I wanted to. I took some on the plane with me.
Oh, that's really smart.
yeah.
Because you know how you kind of get sicky?
Yeah, I get sicky, and we had an overnight flight. Oh. And I knew I wasn't going to sleep well. And then I just wanted for the next day to sort of be able to function. Because it was like, oh, I'm going to sleep for a few hours. Then I'm going to have to get up and like talk to family and be alert.
Yes.
I knew I could have a little coffee, but again, I'm like you, I can't have that much. So
Right.
what I like is that, for one, I like the taste of it.
Yeah. I do too.
It has that sort of like clean
grapefruity kind
But
of.
not too sweet.
No. Oh no, it's not.
It's not sweet.
It's like it. Yeah,
It's like
kind of sour, but in a good way.
sort of tangy.
Tangy. Yeah.
But it doesn't make me all jittery because I'll be very you know that feeling when you stay up all night, that sort of sick, jittery feeling.
Yes.
I didn't want to feel like that all day. And so I was like, if I have that, I can have that sort of clean feeling of more stable energy. It doesn't make me feel wired.
Right.
Like where you're like, I'm meant to make conversation with people and I'm stressed.
Hi, Mom. Good to see you.
I hope it's not going to get tense with my family and I'm going to yell at somebody.
Maybe everything went so well because you had the magic mind and you were in a calm, centered place.
Maybe it was all me the whole time.
Maybe you slipped it into the stuffing.
Maybe I did. Yeah, I think it's working out for us, Danielle.
Yeah, I do too.
And I don't know what we're going to do when we run out. We're going to have to buy more,
order
I guess.
more. And how do we do that?
What's nice is there's a limited offer. We can use it. And guess what? Our listeners can use it too if they want. Can get you up to 48% off your first subscription or 20% off a one-time purchase with code HOWTO20 at checkout.
I think that makes us famous, right?
I think
that our show is like a code. That's kind of famous.
I think basically we're almost getting a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
We're really close.
This is the next. That's the next thing that's going to happen after this.
Yes.
This is what happens to everyone before they get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So we are next.
Yeah.
Check with your dad. So
that's exactly what he did.
Right? It's exactly there to there
not
to
guest code.
Yes.
Right.
He gets a guest code. Then Hollywood star.
Right.
You can claim it at www.magicmind.com/how to 20.
Nice. 20 is a number or spelled out 20?
Yes, 20 is a number.
20.
20.
Well, I wanted to tell you my big, this is my big story.
Let's hear it.
The 2 days on Tuesday before Thanksgiving, Jimmy and Oliver and I went to trivia night. Did Jimmy tell you about this? He didn't tell you, right?
I don't think so.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah, it was at a place we hadn't been before. We've done it a few times, but not at this place. So we went, and like one of the places the only other place we've gone, they do like this thing where you got to bet, and you bet double. Like if you get it all right, then do you have that at yours?
Oh no, is it King Trivia you were doing? Is
Maybe.
it like mostly lists questions?
There are some lists. Yeah.
Yeah. No, mine. I go to an independent trivia.
Well, this one was independent, I think, and so it was better because it was they didn't do any of that betting stuff. It was just straightforward.
Oh, cool.
So, okay, so we're doing it, and after each round they tell you how you're doing, and we were doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Except then we made stupid mistakes, like we were watching a film clip and like we couldn't hear it at first, so we didn't get that, and then there was there was a round where they played snippets of songs, and all of the songs, the titles had something to do with, it was called Planes, Trains, or Automobiles.
Okay.
And so it was all had to do with transportation.
Sure.
So I hear the song and I'm like, oh, that's Snow Patrol.
Yeah.
I got Snow Patrol, but didn't get the name of the song which is Chasing Cars. Like just dumb shit like that where you're like, how do I not? But it's like really fast and I'm not good at identifying songs. Like I know it, but I don't, okay. So anyway, so then it comes, okay, so now we finished and there's a tie for second place between us and another group.
Okay.
And we've never done this well in trivia. So we're
That
like,
surprises me. It seems like you guys would always be first.
no. There's people who do this all the time.
So they're just like really good at it.
Right. So we're like, this is crazy. So then they're like, we need one representative to come up from these two so we can do a tiebreaker.
Okay.
Somehow I got chosen from Oliver, me, and Jimmy, even though they really answered most of the questions, I
You're
would
the
say.
prettiest.
Sure. So it's me and this other guy from the number 2.
Yeah.
The number, we're tied for second. And she says, okay, I'm going to give you 15 seconds to write down as many Stephen King novels as you can.
Oh, God. Danielle.
So I'm like, oh, shit. I mean, I know the titles.
Yeah.
So I didn't write Carrie. I wrote The Shining,
Yeah.
Cujo, Christine.
Nice.
What are two?
Misery, The Stand.
Misery.
Okay.
I didn't do The Stand. I did
Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery.
Okay.
Pet Cemetery. It was just ones I knew that they had made movies of.
Yes.
That's all I could do.
Yeah.
So I don't know we don't know who's she's looking at the papers and she goes, okay, I got my answer. So then we have to go back.
Okay.
So then they're running through. We won. We got second place. It was so exciting.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It was so exciting. I never win anything. And this was just second place. And I'm just like so excited.
Hey, second
Yeah.
place.
It was pretty thrilling.
Oh, you were tied for second.
We were tied for second.
So
yeah.
you-
Oh, I'm sorry. We weren't tied for first. No, we were
You
tied for
pushed
second.
the guy in third place. They got kicked out, right?
Yeah, because there was only
'Cause the
first and
other two-
second get.
Nice.
No, but only first and second get anyway.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
it get a prize anyway for some reason.
That's
so we got
awesome.
like a $25 gift certificate for next time or something.
Did you
But-
like the place though?
Yeah, it was nice. It's
Cool.
in Culver
Back.
City. It's close.
Nice.
And they have all you can eat tacos, which it turns out you can only eat two anyway. Like I couldn't eat more than
I'm
two.
never good at all you can eat.
I was all excited. I was like, I'm done. It was fun.
I have a fun moment when we went. So we went to my dad's one day because he wanted to give me some photos and memorabilia that he wanted me to take back to
Okay.
LA with us. And while we were there, it was me and Sven and the kids. We were all there. We were sitting at his kitchen table, and he said he was very fascinated that Benji is so into hunting. Because he was like, I don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
where
How did this happen?
Like, how does this, how? And he asked Sven, he said, do you hunt? And Sven said, no, it's not, we've never done this, with Benjamin. And he asked him if he ever had. And Sven said, no. Mm-mm. He goes, well, actually, when I was a kid, I think maybe like around Benji's age, maybe a little older, I was briefly in this hunting club that like my dad had signed me up for. It's sort of like Boy Scouts.
Oh, okay.
And they take you out and you sort of learn how to do different outdoor activities. And we might have done something with like a bow and arrow, but he goes, I don't even remember if I shot a gun.
Okay.
And my dad goes, speaking of Schindler's List.
No. What?
Have you ever seen that movie?
So your dad heard gun
Yep.
and Germany
Yep.
and went to Schindler's List.
Yes.
I wish that he just every time he sees Sven, he's like, so the boy in the striped pajamas. Like every time he sees Sven, he's
Literally.
like, so the day the clown cried. Just obscure
Every Nazi movie.
every Nazi movie. Did Sven like spit out his coffee? Like
We both, I just like looked at Sven and went like, made my eyes really big and like, Sven goes, but he didn't miss a beat. I mean, I think he kind of knows, my dad is older now and sometimes will say stuff that's kind of weird.
oh my god.
He goes, I saw a long time ago. And my dad goes, yeah, it's a good movie. Kids see it? And we go, nope, no, we're waiting on that one.
Oh my god. That's amazing. That is so amazing.
It was pretty wild.
Oh boy.
Pass the sugar. What about the boys from Brazil? Any the Judgment at Nuremberg? Anyone? Holy shit, that's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. So that was a fun moment.
God bless parents.
Yeah, parents. They're fun. But that was a moment we had with my dad.
All right, we should get to the topic.
So this is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Meaning it's sort of more about how we're going to survive me talking about this.
Fair.
But we're going to learn a lot. And I got some good sources from Vox and from Vice and maybe the Cleveland Clinic and UCLA. We're going to talk about poop, guys.
Whoa.
I'm going to try not to say the word too much because I don't know. I don't want to gross people out.
The word poop doesn't gross me out.
The word poop is fine, right?
Yeah.
We okay with it?
Yeah.
All right.
We all do it.
We all do it.
There's a book about it.
So
Everybody does it.
two of our children's books from my kids when they were little were about poop, and they're probably the ones we read the most.
Yeah.
Because they were funny to the kids. Poop, guys, is mostly bacteria, not old food. Did you know that?
No.
All right, that's the first thing I'm going to tell you.
What?
50 to 80% of it is bacteria, excluding the water that it's made up.
And the bacteria doesn't come from the food?
It's has been living in your intestines.
Gotcha.
And many of that bacteria is still alive, and some are dead. It blooms as they fed on your indigestible plant matter. It blooms.
Are you seeing these hand movements, by the way, while she's doing this?
I know. I'm
Yeah.
doing this like,
it's like you're modeling it.
I don't know. I'm
Molding it, I guess,
squeezing it
like
in my
that.
hand.
Wait, it blooms on the plant matter?
Yes.
So if you don't eat plants, it doesn't bloom?
Garen's fine.
Yeah, Garen has no bloom. I'm 100% bloom.
You're all blooming in
Yeah.
there. Okay.
So it's like a coral reef, but of poop?
yes.
All right.
It's not all bacteria. So there's also this indigestible plant matter. It's like the cellulose in vegetables. Cellulose, do you know, cellulose is like the covering on a piece of corn. That would be the cellulose.
The husk?
The husk, thank
the
you.
silk?
Yes. The exact proportions depend on your diet, okay? So you also have a small amount of intestinal linings that sloughed off during digestion.
Ew.
Of course, there's also water. Okay. Why is it brown?
Good question.
Right? I never thought about
Is it like blood where it's not brown until it hits the air?
Well,
Like it's green and then it comes out and it's brown?
it's kind of you're almost getting close to something there, Danielle.
Okay.
So there's a chemical called stercobilin.
Okay.
Stercobilin. This is a byproduct of hemoglobin.
Blood?
So that's broken down red blood cells. And that also comes from a fluid that's secreted into your intestines to help digest fat. Okay, so
I got a lot of that.
if you didn't have the fat,
Whatever that is that helps you digest it.
if you didn't have that chemical present, your poop would be pale gray or white. Oh. Now, how do we know this? Okay.
Yeah.
So we know this because people who have liver disease or clogged bile ducts, they have poop that's that color, and that's a condition called acolic stool. So if you're pooping white or gray, you want to get to your doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's some other colors that can be signs of other conditions. Yellow. You can have
Yellow poop?
If you have yellow poop, you can have a parasitic infection or pancreatic cancer. Hopefully, I guess you want to have the first.
Parasitic, yeah.
Now,
Black.
I've heard
Yes, go ahead.
if it's mellow or if it's yellow. That.
It's then you're taking things mellow.
Okay.
If it's brown, you flush it down.
Exactly.
Yeah. Black or dark red can be an indication of bleeding in the upper GI tract, or you just ate some beets.
So we just watched this because did you know there's a channel that just plays Portlandia?
No.
It just plays Portlandia.
No.
I think it's IFC, but it's literally Portlandia every single, even the channel's called Portlandia. But anyway.
I got to see if I have it.
So we played it the other day, and it was that sketch. Have you watched Portlandia?
I have, but I'm not like a completist that I know all of the sketches.
Garen, have you watched
I have watched it, yes.
So it's like their emergency room operator or emergency 911 operators.
Yeah.
And people call and they're like, I'm bleeding. There's blood. Did you have beets? It's just probably did you have beets? Oh yeah, like every single thing is did you have beets? And they had beets.
Hilarious.
Because everyone's freaking out that
Yes.
their blood is that their
And
stool is red.
everyone
Yeah.
eats beets in Portland.
That happened to my friend the other day.
Really?
He's like, I woke up and went to the bathroom and I almost freaked out. And I
Right.
remembered I had beets on
yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Of course.
Right.
Green can also be the sign of an infection.
Okay.
So green poop, you want to call your doctor. If it's blue,
No.
it's probably just because of food coloring.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That did happen. Yeah. To my son when he was little.
I was going to say, I can't see you having anything with blue food
No,
coloring.
his cousin had a Cookie Monster cake.
Cute.
And the next day I was like, what? Oh, Cookie Monster. Okay.
All right. Fact number 3, get ready for this. Men and women poop differently.
What?
So our GI tracts are different. So they're so different, in fact, that Robin Chutkin, she's a gastroenterologist at Georgetown Hospital and the author of Gut Bliss, says she could perform a colonoscopy and correctly guess the patient's sex without knowing it beforehand.
This is going to be the new test for people in the Olympics.
Yes.
They're going to test out people's GI tracts to decide whether or not
Yeah,
they can
they can
compete as a
perform.
man or a woman. Yeah.
Why do you think they're different? Anybody know?
The size, the shape, I don't know. Oh, hormones? Something about hormones.
You're getting in the realm of being right.
Is it so? There's room in case they get pregnant or something.
Both of you are just so,
baby poops.
You're both very close.
Okay.
Yes. I'm going to say yes to both of you. Except if this was trivia, then you'd both be no. If this was
Okay,
Jeopardy,
she's just humoring us.
Women have wider pelvises,
Okay.
as well as extra internal organs, uterus and ovaries. I didn't think of ovaries as internal organs, but I guess that's...
Well, they're not external.
yeah.
Unless something's gone terribly wrong.
I just carry my ovaries in my pocket.
I carry them in a sling bag.
That's hipper.
One of those purses,
That's
yeah.
hipper. Because of this, their colons hang a bit lower than men's
Okay. Interesting.
and are a bit longer on average by 10 centimeters.
Women's colons are longer.
Yes.
Interesting.
So finally, men have more rigid abdominal walls that help push food through the GI tract more effectively. It's just another way men's lives are easier.
Yep.
Okay.
Apologize.
So this makes it harder for us to poop, Danielle, and it takes longer to transit through most women, which makes us more prone to bloating.
I have that.
Yes, so do I.
Wait a second.
Men, on the other hand, are more regular. I don't understand why then they're the ones who spend all that time.
Because they need to get away from the broads.
Oh, yeah.
it's just an excuse.
broads.
They got to do the crossword puzzle in the
Yes.
newspaper.
They're in there with their iPads, listening to their mom's podcast.
Right. Exactly.
All right.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. I would never have thought
Okay.
that.
That
I mean,
feels vindication.
dozens and dozens and dozens of books dedicated to men on the toilet. Like,
Yeah.
get this book and use it in the bathroom.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Like,
those bathroom books,
that,
you know.
that just
Not about the bathroom.
no, they're
No,
just
I thought
books
you meant-
that you
Those little
that
books
are
that-
marketed.
yeah.
that
Yeah,
way.
no,
Like,
right.
Play this game.
Well,
in the
men
toilet or whatever.
maybe men in general don't eat as healthily, so that could be a problem. The thing I'm responding to is the bloating, just because
Yes.
I bloat and it's pain. Like every couple months,
Yeah.
I'll have a very painful
Sven
3
has,
days.
Sven has that a lot, but I think he actually has undiagnosed IBS
Oh my god!
that he just lives with. Okay, ready for another fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
There's 7 types of poop according to the Bristol Stool Scale, and I am not going to go through the types.
I want that's probably named for someone.
I know, right?
Like they really made
Kenneth
a name
Bristol.
for themselves and
in the poop world.
shit.
I know, that's not where you want to
Yeah.
be famous.
Bristol? You mean of the Bristol stool
But the Bristols.
stool scale?
Yeah, well, we got our money through my dad, who is a famous poop scientist. So
Biologist?
you can look at the stool scale, and there'll be pictures of all the different kinds, and then you'll know which kind you want to be having.
Right.
One thing that the most important thing to know is that the ideal type should sink and not float.
Yeah. Right.
Floating stool is usually a sign of poor nutrient absorption or excessive gas.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's you know, we can link to the scale and put it in the newsletter, and then you guys can click on it and you can look at all the different kinds.
Right.
I didn't want to just list all the different kinds. It started to feel a little kind of gross. Number 5, interesting fact: gut bacteria and plant fiber are essential for good poop.
Yeah.
So this is gonna get into some stuff that I think is pretty interesting. I hope you guys think it's interesting. Okay, so the key to good poop is a large amount of the indigestible plant matter that feed gut bacteria. So this plant fiber, mostly cellulose, also directly adds bulk to poop. So plant-heavy diet is critical.
Right.
We've been told this a lot. Eat a lot
Sure.
of eat plants,
Yeah.
lots of plants, mostly plants, right?
Yeah.
Not much meat or no meat, even better. But you also need a diverse and healthy community of gut bacteria. So this has been a lot in the, health media lately, this concept of our gut bacteria, right?
Okay.
For many of us, like especially those of us who were sick a lot as kids, we've had antibiotic overuse, right?
Yeah.
Research has shown that a single course of ciprofloxacin, for instance, I looked up this antibiotic. It looks like it's treated for some pretty serious stuff
Cipro, yeah.
but also UTIs. It can be used for UTIs. It can disrupt 1/3 of the microbe species naturally present in our gut, and other work has suggested that in some people, the microbiome might never really recover.
Ooh.
Right? It can
Really?
like antibiotics can really screw up your gut health.
Yeah. But you can take, well, I'm sure you're going to talk about that.
So you can take probiotic products, but
Yeah.
they just have a single species of bacteria, and they can't replace the diversity of what's been lost.
Oh.
So one problem is like you kill all your gut bacteria. For some people, this can be deadly because you can get C. diff, right?
Yes.
You don't
yes,
want
yes.
C. diff.
Yeah, Jimmy's had that.
This can perforate your bowel. This can lead to sepsis.
Oh, Jesus.
This can
We've
kill
talked
you.
about sepsis.
Right? Like, those are the severe cases, but like, you definitely, C. diff is just like, it's diarrhea to the
Max?
and can be deadly, right? So for this reason, some experts, and I'm not saying that I'm not the expert here, they recommend that you think carefully before asking for or accepting a case of antibiotics.
Yes.
I am not saying do not take antibiotics
No,
by
no,
any
no.
means, but just make sure that the infection you're going to seek to treat really needs it. And even my kids' doctors now will be like, yeah, she's got the ear infection, but we kind of think it's going to clear up on its own.
Yeah.
We don't know that we really think they're very cautious with antibiotics. And I think
They
this
should
is,
be.
And I think they should be. I mean, when I was a kid, it was like antibiotics. Like it was I felt like I was taking antibiotics constantly. So this question you might be asking yourself.
Yeah.
Can I reset my gut microbiome? Okay. So according to UCLA research, you can improve it, and it's a long-term project. And if we have time later, I can go over some steps. But either way, if we don't have time, I'll include the link because I think it's interesting stuff. So have you guys ever, well, I know you've seen baby poop, first baby poop.
Yes.
Have you, Garen? Do you know anything about it?
No.
Okay.
No.
It'll freak you out.
No.
It's really weird.
It's weird.
It's called meconium.
Yeah.
And if you've never seen it, it's really pretty bizarre, right, Danielle?
Yeah.
So why it's weird is it's the result of these nutrients consumed by the infant when they're still inside the womb. And it's dark green and it's like tar. And it looks so different from normal poop because the baby's consuming in the uterus amniotic fluid, blood and skin cells and mucus.
Wait, it's consuming blood
Yeah.
through the...
Through the amniotic fluid, like all the stuff it's taking in is the amniotic fluid, the blood and the skin cells of you and mucus, and that's what it's getting. It's how it's growing. So then when it's pooping out this weird tar substance that has no smell and just for a few days.
Yeah.
And it's also deadly if it accidentally ingests it because they want to make sure there's the baby. Sometimes they'll be like, we have to take the baby out because we're worried it's going to get meconium and ingest it, and that's a
How would it
risk.
ingest it, though?
I think that there are ways that the baby can accidentally ingest the meconium, and they've had to worry that can kill the baby.
But then they become like a half wizard or something, don't they?
well, do you want a half wizard baby?
Maybe.
Okay.
They can fix my eyes.
True. They just go
Do
with our little
non-invasive-
wand.
yeah.
Yeah. You don't even have to have
Right.
any cuts. It's just
No, just, yeah.
they just do a little.
I'm all for it.
Wave wand.
Also, that's the meconium is what the building from Only Murders in the Building, right?
Yes.
That's where it comes from.
It's all made out of first poop of the babies is how they hold all the bricks together.
That's a good one, Karen.
So
That's why the show turned to shit.
literally,
I know. It's just me. Everyone else loves it. I get it.
I think the last season was not so great.
I
we
liked
gave
it.
up.
I liked it last season.
You did? Okay, great. One person
I'm
liked
sorry,
it.
I'm the
No.
only one.
We can talk about that later. Poop transplants can be an effective medical treatment.
I think I've heard of this.
Well, then you are on the cutting edge of science. Oh my God. So the best way to treat C. diff, which we talked about earlier, is taking a healthy person's poop and putting it in a sick person's GI tract. This is
Right.
called a fecal transplant. Garen, you ready for one?
Am I ready for one?
Yeah, we're doing
Am I
it.
prepped?
We're doing it on the show
Wait a minute.
today.
I do a lot for you guys. I don't know if I signed up
May
for
have
a
to raise
shit
his
transplant.
salary.
Nope, it's happening today. I brought the
boy.
pills. So some controlled studies show that fecal transplants have success rates around 90%.
Wow.
Yeah, this is higher than any antibiotics.
So wait, is it actual poop or is it like cells from?
Yes, it's actual poop.
How, you mean they have someone poop?
Yep.
Okay, explain it.
So C. diff infection, which we talked about, is caused by an antibiotic killing off all your good gut bacteria in the intestines. So recolonizing them with healthy bacteria is a way to crowd the C. diff out.
Okay.
So this is becoming more mainstream, and currently only 2 fecal microbiota therapies have been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration: an enema and an oral capsule. Okay, So
They put shit in a capsule, make you swallow it.
Yes.
And tell you to eat shit.
yep, they're like, here you go. Literally, you could eat it. So it's only right now it's only used to treat C. diff, but they're researching this transplant as a treatment for many other conditions such as IBS, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, and
Wow.
a bunch of other diseases like depression, anxiety, and like all kinds of stuff. They like
Okay.
cancer that they think it can, like resetting your gut could actually help for those things too.
Interesting.
You can there are companies or something that you can sign up with that will pay you for your shit, by the way.
Well, where do again the eye fund needs some
Yeah.
cigars aren't gonna
No.
cut it.
If I've signed up for it,
Are you serious?
I don't think they want mine.
they're not going to want mine. But
They might want yours,
if they reach
Danielle.
out again, like with like sometimes they'll be like, we're going to start.
How
or
much do they
whatever.
pay?
It was enough that I was like,
Like
well,
thousands
maybe I'll
of
shit in
dollars?
the bag and ship it to you.
Hundreds
Is
of
it
dollars?
under eye bag money?
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have 2 short stories.
Yes.
The first one is possibly disputed. Well, I'm going to tell it to you.
Okay.
Okay. So this is 1950s, Northern Canada. Wade Davis, an anthropologist and ethnographic researcher from Vancouver, Canada, has several times told this story. Okay. So this is a story he's told.
Okay.
Of an Inuit elder who fashioned a knife of shit in order to escape the Canadian government. Okay.
Okay.
He says, Wade, the anthropologist, the story was told to him by a family he met while in Arctic Bay, an Inuit community in northern Canada. So it's like a story passed from these Inuit.
It's lore.
It's lore.
Why did he have to escape the government?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay, sorry.
Back in the 50s, the Canadian government forced Inuit people into settlement camps in the high Arctic area. The Arctic Bay. So you know what? Everybody's like, Canada's so much better than
Right.
us. You know, they did
Maybe
some
no, yeah.
did some terrible things too. I just like to point that out. The Arctic Bay family claimed that their grandfather had not wanted to be relocated and had decided to defy the government's orders and stay. The family, fearful of the repercussions the grandfather might face if he refused to cooperate with the resettlement plan, took away the man's tools and equipment before leaving him behind in his igloo with nothing but 2 dogs. They did this, the story goes, in the hopes that the man would feel he had no choice but to join them up north.
Okay.
You must understand, Wade explained in a 2007 TED Talk, that Inuits did not fear the cold, they took advantage of it. He simply slipped outside, pulled down his sealskin trouser, and defecated into his hand. And as the feces began to freeze, he shaped it into the form of a blade, Wade added. Once the shit knife was sufficiently set, the man is said to have butchered a dog with it.
Oh,
He
come
then,
on.
according to the TV series Canada People's History, skinned the dog, used its skin to make a coat, its ribcage to make a sled, and fashioned a harness out of its guts. After feeding himself and
Fashioned a harness out of its guts. Okay.
after feeding himself and the living dog some of the dead dog's meat,
Barf.
right? The man attached the gut harness to the other dog, holstered the poop sword in his belt, and sledded off into the night. So he tells that story a lot. I guess researchers at Kent State were like, let's see if this could really work.
Oh, no.
They didn't kill a dog,
Okay,
but they
okay.
did like make a shit knife.
Kent State wanted to be known for something else
Yes,
other than
yes.
They're like, what if we just killed a dog? Would
Yeah.
that get
Can we just
would that
get
erase
that
the history
other
book?
thing off our backs? And they said you can't really do it because we tried and we did it with like a pig carcass, and it just melts as soon as you push it into the pig. The shit melts and leaves
Oh.
streaks and.
Even in freezing temperatures?
Yeah, but the guy, Wade, the anthropologist, was like, these aren't the same conditions, but also, this is more of a story. He said, I didn't make up this story. This story was actually told to me.
Yeah.
But he said, the story might not be 100% true.
Right.
It's also just to display the toughness of the Inuit people.
Right. So it wasn't used as a weapon, the knife.
Only against the dog, I
Right.
guess.
But I assumed he was going to be like holding someone at
No.
shit knife point.
He did not. He didn't hold anyone at shit knife point.
Okay.
But the fun thing about that story is it was listed with a bunch of other stories through history where people through wars and stuff have used shit as weapons, their own human shit, like against the Germans and during
Right.
ancient times, and they would put their own shit on like spear points and kill people with them, and like so
Really?
there's a lot of fun historical significance of shit being used through historical times as weapons
Love it.
that everyone can access and should. So one more, because I do think we should have a true story. Rose Mary Vogel, 66, was sentenced to 4 years of probation and 1 year. Oh my God, an ad just popped up.
So disrespectful of Mary Vogel.
Rosemary Vogel, 66, was sentenced to 4 years of probation and 1 year of weekends in jail after she was caught tampering with her husband's IV line at Chandler Regional Medical Center in January. She must also undergo a mental health screening. Vogel, a registered nurse with bachelor's and master's degree in nursing, turned over her certification following her arrest. She was previously employed at Chandler Regional Medical Center. So that's where she worked. Vogel claimed in court on Tuesday that she hadn't slept in several days and was extremely depressed at the time of the January attack. Despite persistent efforts, she said she could not remember the actions that led up to her arrest. I have no recollection of any of the incident, Vogel said. I've always loved my husband through sickness and in health. Her husband, Philip Vogel, told Maricopa County Superior Judge Robert Gottsfield that his wife's best friend had died a month prior to the attack and that the death contributed to her state of mind. Philip told the judge that he still loves her and has forgiven her for her actions. It's nothing anyone could have foreseen. That's what makes it so tragic, Philip said. It's so devastating on our family. Rosemary is no danger to me. Philip was being hospitalized for a heart condition on January 30th when an EKG technician caught Rosemary stroking and rubbing her husband's arm, which she was advised not to do according to court documents. Shortly after the technician left the room, a pump alarm went off and a nurse responded to investigate it. At that point, the wife was found touching the pump and line, according to documents. The nurse inspected the line and found a brown liquid in the saline solution, which smelled of fecal matter.
Oh.
The nurse capped the line and left to find help. Upon her return, Rosemary had removed the line and tried to dump the substance in a trash can, according to documents. The substance was later confirmed to be fecal matter. A later search of Rosemary found 3 syringes in her purse that contained traces of the substance. Starting the day after Christmas, she must turn herself in at a Maricopa County jail, where she will continue to be held on weekends until Christmas Day next year. And this was not this year, but a few years ago. So she, I guess when her husband was recovering from his heart procedure,
Put shit in his veins.
fecal matter in his line.
How? Hers, I guess? What?
I mean,
There's no more information?
I guess hers. Yes.
What the fuck? That's so elaborate.
Is it like a Munchausen thing?
It might be. I mean, he completely was like, this isn't her. I completely forgive her. Give her, please, leniency. And they did, as if I think she might have had some kind of psychotic break.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And her, like they said, her best friend had just died. And there are other, like when I looked her up, multiple other cases of this came up of people putting fecal matter in loved ones' lines that are nurses. And I can only assume it's like a Munchausen thing, or I want them to die for whatever reason they have. Like whether it's like a,
I guess because it's human bacteria. It's like a perfect crime or something. Like no one will find it.
I guess. I mean, these are people getting caught, and I don't know if this happens and the people don't get caught.
Right.
You know, which is very alarming. But yeah,
that is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's really alarming.
Yikes! Excuse me. Sorry.
So,
that's
gross.
Really weird.
Yeah, it's really
like, is it the perfect crime?
Yeah, like what if this is just happening like often?
Yeah, because your DNA is in there, but it's not like they're going to be looking for someone else's DNA inside. I don't even know how they would do that. Like in your blood? Would the fecal matter get in your blood and then there's someone else's DNA in your blood?
Could they detect, so like if it killed him, but they didn't find it in the lines, would they be able to detect that a different way?
Right.
Or would they just be like, oh, he got a bacterial infection?
And she was a nurse.
She was a nurse.
Right,
so was
how else would you know how to do that?
Was she able to know that she could get away with that? Like,
that is bonkers.
Like, let's say, just hypothetically, he was like a very abusive husband. Yeah. And she's like, this is how I can get rid of him.
Right.
And not get found out.
Right. Smart?
Was it a smart way to do it? I don't know.
That's banana
Anyway,
times.
I just wanted to include also a real story in case that first one wasn't, even though it's like it's a fun shit story.
It sure is.
I wanted to also share a not fun shit story.
Yeah.
I mean, he survived, and I mean, maybe they're still together. He forgave
Wow.
her. He's just at night like, maybe we sleep in separate rooms.
Yeah.
How do you not get divorced if your spouse was injecting their shit into your blood?
It seems like a deal breaker.
Is that what happened
like-
in the Johnny Depp story? Isn't it something like that? That's so weird.
It's really,
Oh
yeah.
my God. All right. Well, on that note,
On that note, maybe we go to the bathroom.
that's a good idea.
All right.
Separate stalls this time, Chris.
Aw, Danielle.
Aw. We'll be back right after this. So what are you whittling over there, Garen, out of your shit?
Oh, it's machete.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I eat a
Okay,
lot of
good.
pizza, so there's a lot to work with.
I'm
Nice.
classy. I'm making an epee.
Oh,
I mean, what is an epee?
Sword and fencing.
Ooh.
Epee sword. You
Did
don't
you-
do crosswords, clearly. Or you don't do the lame crossword I do. Which is,
medieval weapons.
no, it's just epee is always because it's got ease and.
I do crosswords all the time.
I know
How
you do.
dare
You do like New York Times, like more sophisticated crosswords than I do.
On the first half of the show, we talked about how to survive me talking about poop for a long time.
Right.
And now we're going to bring in our guest, Benny Blue, who's going to talk about how he survived his own adventures with poop. He has a new special, Live for My Mother's Funeral. You can catch it on his website, Benny Blue Eyes, or just anywhere on the internet. Did I get all that right, Benny?
That's great. You can do the Googs. You'll find it. It's on the YouTubes. By the way, epee is the word. Word I did not know before sitting down here
Oh,
today,
good.
and
See?
it will forever be correlated with shit.
Yes.
So fantastic.
Yes.
We're off to a great start.
Well, Benny,
Wow.
we don't know you. We're meeting you for the first time, so thank you so much.
I don't know
for
you
coming.
people. I
know.
came
Out
into
of-
your room. This door might lock from the outside.
It does.
What's going on?
Yeah, this
This
Yeah.
might be
Trapped
your
in
own
here.
survival story. How to
Yeah,
survive
your
is...
son is holding behind. He's a proven hunter-gatherer.
Yeah, he's gonna come out
and
with his
I'm
crossbow.
the prey. Yeah,
Yes.
he's gonna.
The most dangerous game.
Yes.
We
He's
told
gonna,
you, the
He's
name
going
of
to
the
field
show.
dress me after this. I'll be hanging out.
Oh, we just
Some
talked
sort
about
of Pulp
dressing.
Fiction scenario.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Michigan. Speaking
Oh,
of.
so is
so am I.
Garen.
Boom. Where?
Livonia.
Okay, I'm from Muskegon.
Oh,
So,
nice,
yes.
nice.
Yes,
Is that
so-
somewhere close?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Most
All right.
people you encounter from Michigan and LA are mostly east side of the state people. And then
Okay.
generally people's thing is like everybody, if you're not from Michigan and the Midwest, everybody's just from Detroit. And then eventually you
yes.
just sort of give up on correcting them.
All my best friends are from 8 Mile. That's all I know.
Is that all right? You know what?
Just one guy, really. Just this one guy I
Just
know.
the one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say are we gonna battle now? What are
Yeah,
we
we're going to do a battle.
You
yeah.
don't want-
I
you
got
don't want
mom's
that
spaghetti.
smoke.
I made a bow and arrow out of poop. I know how to shoot.
Okay, so Benny, where does the story start? Where are you? When is it?
So it starts there. I was a
in
youth.
Michigan.
Yes.
Okay.
I was probably 13. Limp Bizkit was on the charts.
Nice.
You know,
Nice.
that era.
Oh,
By
good-
the way,
good for music.
Yeah, interesting era to be going through puberty because man, was it aggressive. Like
Yeah, it's a lot
late
of-
90s, early 2000s, like that super aggro rock, right on the threshold before you start to get like the Strokes and the Vines
Right.
and the White Stripes, right there on the cusp.
Like Offspring and stuff like that?
Yeah, like it was like Americana was actually one of the first albums I ever bought. Fun fact.
Oh, really?
My
Okay.
non-existent Wikipedia page. Thank you. But it starts there. So as a youth, as most comics do, I had a nice little mild cocktail of mental illness. You know, pour that in the gumbo. And my dad was a social worker, so I was exposed to a lot of like child therapists and counselors. But it's also weird when you're like 13 and you're a young boy and you want to be like, I don't need help.
Right.
And you're being forced to face these people.
Yeah.
So I landed on having to take some sort of like off-brand Lexapro. And
Okay.
I would not take it out of spite because I thought I could conquer my demons and I
Yeah.
can be tough.
So what kind of demons are we talking? Like, were you a depressed kid? Were you an angry kid? Like, what was the...
All the above.
Okay.
Anxious, depressed, all the
Okay.
things.
Got
yeah.
it.
Always the type of kid who was always worried about like what was going to happen after the thing happened rather than just focusing on what actual thing was happening.
Gotcha.
you
Okay.
know? So that was part of the mix. So the impetus of me relieving myself in an unflattering manner was that out of spite, I was like, you know what? All right, I'm going to take my 10 milligrams or whatever, but I'm going to take 8 of these bad boys.
Oh.
And I took them.
Wait, were you trying to OD?
No. I just was like, I'm going to be extra normal. I don't even, by the way, can you OD on like
how it
10
works.
milligrams of
I don't know.
Lexapro?
I have no
mean, maybe
idea.
if you take the whole bottle,
Yeah.
or maybe you just like don't feel anything.
Well,
I don't
also,
know.
but maybe at 13 you think you can, so I didn't know if, that was your...
Listen,
okay.
it was 13-year-old hubris. All
You
right?
you want me to take
Yeah.
them? I'm going to take all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So I took several. I don't know. Eight might be a little facetious, but I took several.
Okay.
More than the prescribed dose.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm with my friend at the time, and our thing. I live close to a movie theater, and we love to go to the movies. And sometimes we'd buy tickets. More often than not, we would just sneak in because those were the days.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You could get away with it. So I remember this vividly because I was wearing, apropos, I was wearing poop brown Gap corduroy pants.
Oh, yes.
And
okay.
I lived by. My house is right next to the train tracks. So close, in fact, it would shake our house. I'd count
Whoa.
the cars.
So-
Very, very Matchbox Kids,
Yeah.
Hardy Boys kind of
Okay.
era we're talking about here. So I take the thing and say, hey, we're going to the movies. And my friend and I start walking down the railroad tracks, like a couple of rascals, throwing our rocks, doing what we do. And then we get about halfway before we're going to cut through this neighborhood to go to the movies. And then the gurgles start to happen.
Oh, no.
And I'm standing there, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to tough it out. I'm 13.
Yeah.
Listen to Rage Against the Machine. I got
Yeah.
this. Come on, man. Killing in the name of. Let's do this. This isn't going to shake me.
Do you remember what movie you were going to go see?
I don't know, probably like Mission Impossible 2 or something
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
all right.
Who knows? Gone in 60 Seconds. What would have been out then? I have no idea. Probably
That XXX movie
Yeah,
with Vin
yeah.
Diesel.
What wouldn't that be my epitaph? Like Chad his pants going to see Triple X, the beacon of culture. So we're about halfway, and I try to keep powering through, and then I realized it's not going to happen. And so I turn and I lock eyes with my friend, and I take maybe the biggest shit I've ever taken, standing or otherwise. And we're locking eyes,
Oh,
like when you
no.
make contact, like when a dog, when you
Yeah.
when you take your dog out and you make eye contact, and you can tell the dog has a little bit of shame.
Yeah.
when it's trying to get it out.
Yeah.
and it just it came down my left leg,
Oh no.
and you could see it. You could see it exit on my shoe, and then we
So
both
no time to even pull the pants down.
no. It was like this is a crime.
This is happening.
You're in this
Yeah.
now. You're complicit.
It's
Yes.
like Stand By Me.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
do you want to see a
Do you,
shit?
yeah. Do you want to see a dead body?
shit? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm the one dying.
Right.
And we locked eyes and we're like, well, we couldn't possibly continue. So then I went home.
Well, wait. What is your friend's reaction? Is he making fun of you? Is he...
He was stunned.
Okay.
He couldn't believe that not only did I commit to the bit,
Yes.
but that also
You didn't look away?
Yeah, I didn't break eye contact. I didn't break eye contact, and it came out of my pant leg.
Yeah. Was he aware at the time, like were you like, yeah, I'm not feeling so good? Did he have any clues that anything was going to happen? Like,
Not until right before.
Okay.
Because again, that
Yeah.
era,
Yeah.
you know,
it's not like
Yeah.
you're talking.
getting our first pubes.
Yeah.
We're trying to be tough in
Yeah.
this era, you know, trying to pretend
No
that we
one's
can
talking about their
skateboard.
feelings.
Yeah, feelings. Come on.
No.
We're trying to get in touch with ourselves, literally. And it was something that's been
Okay, so
burned in my brain.
Does he go home also, or does he go on to the movie theater?
No, I mean he didn't. Wouldn't that be amazing if he just left me there? He's like, I'm going to see Triple X.
All right, see you later. I can't
Can't be
Suck
li-
it, bruh.
I don't want to miss the previews.
Right. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He needed to catch up on the new Christina Aguilera album, so he left me. We went back, and
Were there words spoken, or did you just silently
there
turn
were
back?
no words spoken. I think we had enough of a dynamic with each other to know that if you ever speak of this, I will kill you.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments. We all have those moments with close friends where it's like, if you utter this on your deathbed, I'll find my way
Right.
back from the grave.
Right.
Type of deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go back.
Yep.
You go into your house. Is he with you now, or did he go home?
No, he's with me. Because
Oh.
it's like one of those things where it's like
You're in
you're
this.
staying the night. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
mom, his mom was at the bar. This kid grew up in a trailer park, so you know what I
Okay.
mean. Like he was left unsupervised, so they were like, take him, take this
Yeah.
kid. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
with us for the win, lose or draw.
Okay.
he's with us. You know.
All right. So you get into the house.
Yeah.
Is your mother there?
My parents are sitting front and center in the living room, and they're like, "Why are you back?" By the way, this is post me having to shake this monstrosity from my pant leg. And listen, we've all pooped our pants. All right, let's be adults here. But man, when you do it at such a
Yeah, 13,
coming of age
13's
time.
not
Vulnerable,
the-
yeah.
you don't necessarily have the appropriate technique to play it off.
Right.
So it's me, it's living room, and then fortunately the bathroom that had the shower was right there. And
Okay.
of course they come in confused. Why are you guys back? What happened? Of course, at that age, what did you do?
Right.
Immediately is one of the first inquiries.
Why do you smell so bad?
Why do you smell
Yeah.
so bad? Why is he crying? You have to figure out. It's a lot of investigative
Yes.
questions. And it's like, absolutely not. I sprint to the bathroom. And then I remember hosing myself down and then coming out weeping with tears and just giving my parents the third degree. This is why I didn't want to take this shit, and you made me do it. And meanwhile, my friend is just watching me have a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Yes.
So your parents knew what happened.
But they probably didn't know that you took like a handful, like
Yes.
Tic Tacs.
Yeah. Exactly.
Did you tell them?
I'm sure I told them I took more. I don't know how confident I was in the
Okay.
truth of how many more that I took.
And the pants, I'm hoping, go in the trash.
No. This is a nice coda on this story.
Okay.
So I had enough self-awareness at 13 to be like, well, I can't wear these immediately, right? So I washed them and dried them and put them away. And then about 2 weeks later, I have the guts to wear them to school. Now, this is middle school.
Yeah.
Kids are brutal in middle school. And I remember being in the snack line, and then my friend walks up. We hadn't seen each other.
Oh, no.
My friend walks up, and he sees me wearing the poop brown Gap corduroy pants. And we just have like a Western type stare down because there's people around that we know. There were certain sources that if he would have let this out, this would have caught like wildfire. And fortunately, he proved his loyalty and he did not rat me out. But he
thank
did
God.
witness me wearing the pants
Yes.
that should have been incinerated.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a good friend.
Yeah.
That is a good friend.
Yeah.
Are you
keeper.
still
And now he's on meth, so it's
Is that true?
But I don't know.
So he's shitting his pants regularly.
Yeah, he's I was incontinent for him to be incontinent.
Yes. Well,
Trailblazer.
you shot your pants so he could. I don't know.
Yeah.
So did your parents then take you off the medication?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just would now. The draw was just take it as prescribed, asshole.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Just do what you're
Maybe
supposed
don't
to do.
take more than anything
Yeah,
you're supposed to take.
Maybe not. Maybe don't not take it for 3 weeks and then take 8 at once.
Oh, my
And then watch your stomach do
God.
backflips.
Yeah.
Because your body's like, what the fuck did you just do to my chemicals?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
drugs make you generally shit? Do like you were saying? Does meth make you? Karen, you're a meth head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
meth
What
constantly.
happens
man,
when you
you
do
know.
math, Garen?
You've had
It's just
problems.
Explosive diarrhea everywhere. No, I don't.
You hear about it in people in recovery though. Because I do
Oh.
have family in recovery from drug use, and that, like when it's like you're in detox, or especially if you're drying out, like that's one of the things that you hear about.
Really?
is lack of control in the bowel region. I think is maybe the medical term. But
Because your system's all screwed up.
yeah, because now it's like your body doesn't know what to do.
Wow.
You're trying to be normal again.
Was that the last time you shit your pants?
Oh, absolutely! I shit my pants like 3 weeks ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
What are you?
Did you forget and take
did you
10
take
Lexapro?
I upped my dosage. I took 10
Why?
because I was doing a cleanse. All right.
Okay.
And I was on like day 7, and it couldn't take it anymore.
Why were you doing a cleanse? Though I don't think
Because
that's
I
good.
got influenced on TikTok and I wanted to rewire my gut, and then I just rewired my underwear. All right, not as bad
Yes.
as when I was 13. All right,
Do you
I'll
feel
give you a little
better?
grace
Did you
here.
feel better after the cleanse?
Generally, no.
No.
I think I'm. I think I'm. Still.
Did you make the whole 7 days or whatever it's supposed to
I
be?
did. Man, not eating and doing cleanses is it's
That
tough.
sounds horrible.
I don't think you're supposed to.
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
I think it's
Not great.
I think it's bad news
Yeah.
bears.
It
Yeah,
is
not great.
true though that like you said about that what's coming out isn't just food, it's bacteria.
Yeah.
Like apparently there are things that are impacted in you for years.
Yeah.
So I guess the cleanse or you can get an enema
Yeah.
is taking care of, but isn't your
I don't think, but again, you don't want to get rid of all
right,
that bacteria.
Yeah, doesn't your body take care of what it needs to take care
What
of?
I didn't talk about in this first half about the UCLA study is they talk a lot about resetting your biome, your gut biome is a lot about it's a long-term project, and it has a lot to do with, of course this is boring, but like doing probiotics and prebiotics, which is a lot of healthy it's like what's that? It's like kimchi,
Cucumber and all
things
different
that
stuff.
are like
Yeah.
this living kind of food.
Fermented.
Stuff, and a lot of really good fruits and vegetables.
Yeah. That's
and
how you're supposed to do it.
That's how you're supposed
is
to do
reset
it. Is a
Yeah.
long-term project.
Oh, okay.
I bought a 15-day gut cleanse off of a guy named Jared on TikTok.
no.
And yeah, I was like, yeah, man, we're going to do this. We got a little pooch. It's going to go away.
Jared
No.
Health. That's his name. Jared Health. Is
Yeah,
his
it was actually Jared Fogel's new side hustle.
I
So,
just-
sorry.
yeah,
they have phones in jail. What do you want me to
Why
do?
not? Is he still in jail?
I would hope he is.
I hope he is too. The Subway guy we're talking
Oh
about.
yeah, that guy's bad
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
Subway can't be good for your gut. I don't think. I mean, every once in a while, but I don't think like long term.
Oh, I don't know. Food that sits out for 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's just underneath a piece of
Yeah,
plastic.
probably not.
Super
I
good
don't
for
know.
you. Eat fresh.
Do we count like having norovirus, where you're like everything's coming?
Yes.
You're so sick that it's both
We count it.
coming both.
yeah,
that's
that
fair.
happened to me once.
Bonus points,
That was
actually,
in
if you-
2016. That happened to me. That was terrible. Oh, and that time in Portland in
I
a
wonder if that's
Rite
what I
Aid.
had.
At Rite Aid? What?
Yeah, where I was like, oh,
What?
You got to switch aisles at that
you're
point.
reaching for a lip balm, and then
no,
suddenly you're.
I just was like,
Picking
had
up your
a
prescription.
had a
Oh.
little
Yeah.
problem, and then because I remember my kids were like 4, and so they're 12 now. So this is a while ago, and I remember I'm in the bathroom, and because we were in like snow pants and snow gear,
yeah.
and I was like, "You have to go tell Dad that I need a different pair of underwear," and she was like, "No," she wouldn't do it, and it was like. Then I'm just sitting in the bathroom, like texting him, and he's not answering because he's like out in the car, secretly vaping or something. And I'm just like, I'm just in the bathroom,
With
like
two
having
4-year-olds.
shit my pants, and 2 4-year-olds keep knocking on the door, going, "Mommy, can I get nerd rope?" And I'm like, "No, get me a pair of underwear. I shit my pants." Like,
Oh,
just
my
in there
God.
for like 20 minutes in a Rite Aid bathroom.
You don't know why you did it. You don't know what
No,
happened. Something you
no.
ate, whatever.
It was like not a lot, but it was like, this doesn't happen to me. Am I about to die? I really was like, I guess I'm dying now.
4-year-olds, that's a tough beat because 4-year-olds will rat you out immediately.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they also still
get
bring
on
it
the-
up.
they get on the
Yeah.
PA
Like, remember that
system.
time you shit your pants, Mom?
All right. Well, again, thank you so much
Thanks for coming on.
for that explosive story.
Quite explosive. Quite jarring. I apologize in advance to the listeners.
Advance.
Well,
Yes.
we've already talked about
Yeah.
it. So.
Oh shit! Quite literally.
Oh shit.
In retrospect, I
Yeah.
apologize.
Yes. Please time travel. And accept my apology.
But thank you, and we will be back with what did we learn today? Christine,
Danielle,
are you ready to learn what we learned today?
I am so ready.
Field dressing, also known as grolaching,
Whoa.
is the process of removing the internal organs of hunted game, and is a necessary step in obtaining and preserving meat from wild animals such as deer. Developed and produced for the first time in England by Stephen Lewis and Ken Heaton of the University Department of Medicine, Bristol Royal Infirmary. Okay, this doesn't make sense.
So it's not named for somebody. It's named for where they
Okay.
worked, the Bristol
Okay.
stool chart.
So the Bristol scale is actually not named for someone. It was developed at Bristol Royal Infirmary. The Bristol stool chart is based on research from the 2 doctors. In one key study published in 1997, they had 66 adult volunteers keep diaries about how their poop looked and how often they went. Dear diary. Becoming a stool donor can net you as estimated $1,500 a month
Whoa.
or $13,000 a year in some cases. There are a few different organizations you can reach out to, including Good Nature, Open Biome, and others. No longer do you have to just submit your blood and sperm. You can submit your poop.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Get into it.
Get into it indeed.
Right?
Sorry, I wasn't very joke heavy this time. I take poop very seriously.
I know you do. That's what we admire about you.
It's one of the reasons you got hired for this job.
Yeah.
That was the second question
That's why I had to do a stool sample.
we asked. Yeah. The first was, does he want to?
Is he free on Tuesdays?
Yeah.
That was the first question.
You,
Can he push a couple buttons? Is he free on Tuesdays?
He does
And
more
can you
than
poop
push
in
No,
buttons.
I know. We are making
Light.
jokey jokes. He does a lot, and he's very valued. And now we talk about him like he's not here.
Yeah.
We hope everyone's having a nice December.
Yes. Hope you're having a lovely holiday season.
Yeah.
Hope you saved money on some deals.
Yeah. I hope you just buy local.
Or buy local is another. I went to my local bookstore and overpaid for a book and tried really hard not to
Yeah.
think about how much cheaper it would have been if I bought it at Target.
Yes. Well, that's really important right now.
I know. It's just
I don't know if you're
I don't know-
overpaying. It's that like they are underselling such. They're screwing writers, and I think that
does a writer make more if you buy the book at a local bookstore than if you buy it at Target?
yes,
Really?
Yes.
The writer makes more.
yes,
I didn't know that.
yes,
Okay, well that makes me feel better.
yeah,
I mean, obviously I want to keep the books. The bookstore is doing very well, I think. They just expanded my local bookstore.
yeah.
My stomach's growling.
I have snack bars in my bag.
Anyway,
This has been fun to talk about,
yeah.
and we haven't watched Will Trent yet, but we'll get to it.
Oh, right.
forgetting about that.
Keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Let me know, guys, what you watch next time, and we'll go see some movies, and then we'll tell you what we saw. But until then, remain calm.